Now, about Big Australia, again, every time an opinion poll is asking this question, Australians push back about immigration. Now, of course, lefties automatically say, well, that's because we're a bunch of racists. No. It's because if you've got a queue that's a mile long, you don't add more people to the queue as a way of shortening the queue. That's the point, right? And again, Chrysten, as I mentioned before, there was a story this week that should have resulted in the sacking of the health minister, but not even a single question to the Premier of Victoria, because she's out and about wearing a sari in India, which was that a bloke died in Victoria because his neighbour heard a whole bunch of discomfort and screaming, called for an ambulance at 2 o'clock in the morning. One didn't turn up until 6 o'clock in the morning. That's 2 hours after the bloke went silent and he was dead. That's why I talk about immigration.
Where is the consequences for the parliamentarians that care more about power than they care about doing what's best for our country? I am flabbergasted that, over the last 18 months, we've brought in nearly 1 million people to this country, and our natural progression, as you mentioned earlier, our natural increase is only 105,500. You have to kind of ask yourself, why are Australians not having 2, 3, 4 kids? And look, I'm nearly in my 30s now, and the child talk gets thrown around. And I can tell you right now that the question I ask myself is, do I want to bring in a child into this world where the economy is like this? We're in a housing shortage at the moment. We have nearly $1 trillion in debt.
One for you, one for the country.
One for you and one for you, Paul, and one for the country, and then maybe I'll get one for myself.
Correct. There's no way this will be played out of context.
We need another Murray.
Yeah.
We need more Murrays.
Yeah, we need more Paul Murrays.
All right, come on. but also, Michael, what about that number about Victoria as well? That in terms of the number of people that come and go from the state, the growth in the come and go from the state was 530 people.
Mate, look. The electorate are not mugs. It takes people the time to work things out. And we generally love being an immigration nation. But 500,000 a year for the last 2 years in the middle of a housing crisis. The public have worked out these people have to live somewhere. We've got record numbers of builders going broke, record numbers of developers going broke. The costs of housing have gone through the roof just to build anything these days. Rules, regulations, land prices, state government taxes, etc. Insurance, etc. I mean, where's Albo going to build all these? Who's going to build all these houses for Albo?
Well, not in the Green electorates, because they fight them.
Not in the green electorate. No, well, you can't have more building in these leafy green electorates.
No, I mean, our village-like atmosphere will be affected.
Exactly. But, mate, the public have worked this out. 1 million immigrants, a cost of living crisis, a housing crisis, and record numbers of builders going broke. That's why the public think, hang on, maybe this has got something to do with rental costs going so much higher. They've worked this out, and they blame Albanese, and quite rightly they blame him, and the guy doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. He doesn't understand. He just thinks, I can talk about immigration. That'll please the left of the Labor Party. But the average blue-collar person, the average young person, and, of course, the Greens are right into this, blaming Albo for the cost of living crisis and the housing crisis. But Albo's got himself to blame on this and so many other issues. Immigration is too high in the midst of a housing crisis. And every punter out there has worked this out, mate.